Well, I liked this idea of doing something that I had never done before, in a genre I'd never worked in before. I liked the character, I liked the story, and it was an exciting challenge. What bummed me out? I mean, I'm here because of Edgar, and he's a friend of mine, and I was excited to work with him. So it was I was bummed out when he left. But that being said, I'm very happy that Peyton Reed came in to kind of grab the reins, and I loved working with Peyton and loved working with Marvel too. So while the process certainly had its speed bumps, in the end it worked out okay. It came about organically because we knew that we were going to shoot on a specific day, and that the script was in flux after Edgar had left, and it needed to be worked on. And so Adam McKay, who came in before Peyton had signed on to direct, we were meeting with other directors. Adam said, well, we were talking about ideas of things we could maybe add or a direction to take it. And then that turned into actually coming aboard as rewriters. Well, the great thing is that I always felt like all the pieces were in place. The cast was already there, and then we had this great script that Edgar and Joe Cornish had written that we knew was the movie. That's the foundation was already there. Everything was, we were putting, room additions onto a house that had already been built, and so it was really helpful, and it was nice to. As is the case, I've done this before, where you're writing, knowing who's going to play the parts, and you hear their voice in your head. So when you're writing dialogue, it's like you can imagine them saying it, or how they would say it, or at least you think you do. But it's nice to kind of build a story knowing the people that are playing the parts. To act when say dialogue that I've written, while it's not. It wasn't a new experience for me. I've done that before, and I like it. I feel like, I really know what the character is thinking here, because I knew what I was thinking when I was writing it. But so that part I like. What I never quite got over was hearing Michael Douglas say things that, that Adam and I had written, or I'd written, and that was just crazy. That was amazing. He's such a good actor. I mean, he had a lot of exposition too. He had a lot of things that where he was explaining. It's the worst kind of stuff to act, and he made it seem good. Some of the lines I was like, oh God, Michael Douglas. I wish Michael Douglas could say everything, because he brings such gravitas to everything and such legitimacy. No, I mean, regardless, you're always serving the story. You're always thinking about where the characters fall in the story and what they're trying to do. So I never think about would Michael Douglas be upset by this or with this, and hopefully he wasn't. Well, shooting the movie, I was just a few weeks ago with them working on Civil War, and it was surreal. It was amazing. It made it real for me in a way that I had yet to experience. Over the last couple of years, people have asked me, what is it like to be part of the Marvel universe now? And it's been fun. But Ant-Man we shot that on our own, and I felt like I was in the universe, but I was off to the side. And then all of a sudden, working on Civil War, I was looking at Captain America and Iron Man in real life, and I had scenes with a bunch of people, and I'd see them in their suits, and it became very real. And I was like a 10-year-old kid. Well, that's where the post-production team really does a lot of the work, and Jake, our guy who does the effects, the head of the effects, they're creating so many things in post-production that you can write. Oh, there's got to be an ant. We're gonna call him Anthony. It makes it a little more personable, and you hope that you get emotionally invested in this in an ant. But it's really, I'd say it's the post-production team that's really creating so much of it in terms of ants and things, that they're the ones that kind of deserve the credit there.